And hello and welcome everyone to the Comic Multiverse, where the worlds of nerd meet. Matt, we are back again after a short week away. I was supposed to go to the Niagara Comic Con. I was at least supposed to pop in for the day. They kind of jerked me around by only giving me the information a week before, which sucked. I had every plan to go, and then literally 2 nights before, it hurts when I swallow. Hey, I've woken up this morning and my sinuses feel like they're filled with cement and my eyes might pop out of my head. So, yeah, I got sick, and you still might hear a little bit of a rasp and a wheeze because I got sick. Then I hurt my voice further trying to do that big Wolverine video that came out Friday that barely anyone watched. So I've been having a week. How about you?
No, I've been having a pretty decent week. Pretty, same as usual week for me. Not really up to much at the moment. No.
So that's what I've been doing, everyone. I've been staying alive here trying to fight this. I had a real moment where I told someone, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm still sick all this time later. And I didn't even think it's anything bad. I just thought it was a normal ass cold. And they said something that was trying to be helpful, but ended up being so devastating to me. Where they're like, well, Joel, your birthday's next month. You're getting older. It's going to be like that now. You're not going to bounce back from illness as quick as you used to. And it hit me like a ton of bricks where I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm sick and I'm also old. Shit. You ever have that, when someone's trying to be nice, and yet in trying to be nice, they end up being meaner than they could ever possibly be? And this is a person who I love.
Yeah,
this is a person who I love deeply, and I'm like, well, fuck, if I'm old, what about my parents? Oh, God, I'm not ready for a world where they're old. Oh, no. So then I spiraled for a couple days while being sick, and, summer also came to Canada now. Thankfully, Matt says he can't hear my AC running in the background, which is good because I've had to shut it off for videos, and I sweat through all my goddamn clothes every time I have to do it.
Yeah, no, I can't hear it, so keep it on, keep cool.
Good. So I won't, be James Gandolfini over here covered in fucking flop sweat, breathing heavy. Amazing actor, but that was every scene.
Yeah, here it's been the opposite. It has been raining most of the week, and it's been getting really cold at night.
Oh yeah, has it?
Yeah.
I would trade in an instant. I would love to be cold right now. I really, really would. But yeah, that's the kind of week I've been having there, trying to hang in there, trying to feel better. What about you, Matt?
Yeah,
anything fun?
Not really, just, working, doing YouTube videos, just, moving on. We got Supergirl coming up in a couple of weeks, so I've been thinking about some videos I'm going to do with that, and
Yeah, that'll be good. I got to go back to making more supercuts. Tevin helping us out in the chat. Did you see Game Fest Veronica remake and play 007? I know Matt's been playing it. I watched all the game trailer show things from the week. And don't worry, we will most definitely be talking about some of those things. Because, hey, there was a lot of superhero and comic book stuff, was there not?
There was. There was some really surprising stuff as well.
Yes, we ate well. We were well taken care of, and I'm super stoked about that.
Yeah.
Did you also notice on the game show, too, this made me laugh, where, literally every release date for everything they showed was, late September. And I'm like, why is everything coming out the same week in late September? And I'm like, oh, because October is Grand Theft Auto 6, and you're all terrified of going up against Grand Theft Auto. You know what? Can't blame you.
Yeah, October, start of November, it's we're just clearing everything out. Just either coming next year or in before, which is weird. It's just put it out. Don't you see all these other games coming out? And I think the middle week of September, the week Wolverine comes out, I think there's 6 or 7 games coming out that I
believe so
that I want to play. So it's you just sort of cannibalize the market.
Yes, I can't remember the last time I've seen everything this horribly packed. Normally, things don't get this packed until the October, December, Christmas window. But this is nope, just get it out. We got to get it all out before Grand Theft Auto comes along and eats all of our fucking lunches.
Yeah.
Which I love. A lot of people are still afraid of Grand Theft Auto, where it's hey, the game is coming out soon. they haven't, announced any pre-order. They haven't announced what the game is going to cost. And everyone is, understandably a little paranoid where it's like, is this game going to be like $100? Is this game going to be like, $200 when it actually comes out?
I'm it's a bit of a conspiracy, but I reckon it's not going to come out in November. I reckon they're going to push it again. I reckon they're going to push it to next May, just because they are like nothing has come out about it. To be fair, I think that's kind of like Rockstar's thing, because I mean it's GTA. They know they can just be like, it's coming out in a week. Here's the first trailer. And
they're the only company that is able to do that, and also because their story and stuff is such a tightly guarded secret.
But also, like, I can see it be because they pushed it again because it was meant to come out in May, and it's coming out in I could see them pushing it once again. If they do end up doing that, I can't wait to see like all of these other games scrambling to like, we can release it in November now. We have that extra couple of months.
Yeah, now, put it out now. There's a lot of good conspiracy theories surrounding that new Grand Theft Auto. Did you hear the one? Maybe we talked about it on the show, but obviously we see the 2 playable characters. Did you hear the theory that there's actually a secret third character in this, much like how GTA 5 had 3 characters?
Ooh, really?
Yes, the theory is that if you watch the trailers, and I certainly watch them closely, there are a few scenes with the police talking to each other, and it's framed just like all the regular cutscenes are framed. The big difference is, hey, wait a minute, whose eyes are we watching this cutscene from? Because none of the 2 characters who are on the box basically are here, and a lot of people have jumped to the conclusion, myself too, wait a minute, is there a secret third character who's a cop? Yeah. Do you play the robbers and the cops who are after them? Because that would be a first for Grand Theft Auto. It would be, wouldn't it?
Well, I always thought, like, because like we saw in that one trailer where the female character Lucinda, she's getting out of prison, and it makes me think it's like, oh, if they managed to like turn her or something, and she's like the undercover in this Bonnie and Clyde situation where you play as, I don't know what the guy's name is, Jason or something.
Yes, I believe so. A very generic white guy name.
You play as the guy and he's like the robber, and you play as the girl and she's like the undercover cop. Or she has to go undercover to like get like her sentence like reduced, commuted, something. Yeah.
And like, you're robbing with Jason, but really it's about making contact with bigger criminals in the Vice City underworld and working your way up to some big boss. Yeah, I could see that. And that's also kind of what GTA 5 was about too after a point, because some of them did get hooks in them by the cops, and ultimately that ended up leading to a really good finale where it's like, okay, now you got to take out your enemies in the underworld and your handlers and everything to be free of them.
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to it. I know it's going to be fucking everywhere, that game, but I'm so looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And we don't even know what the songs are going to be, but like the radio stations are always fucking killer. We know they've actually gone back to using celebrity voice actors now. Goddamn, Stephen Root is in it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him, especially since he's been sweeping TV at the moment in Widow's Bay.
Yep.
He's fucking
just started watching it.
He's fucking fantastic in Widow's Bay.
Yes, he is. I'm 3 episodes in. I don't know who eventually sold me on the show. Maybe it was Pedro Pascal in his puppy interview who talked about how much he loved the show. But then I heard someone say, oh, it's Parks and Rec, but if it was set in Silent Hill. And I'm like, all right, fucking in. And I watched the first 3 episodes and I'm like, yep, that's what it is. It's great.
I kept meaning to talk to you about it because I jumped on it when it first started. I'm like, this is a really interesting show. And it's just gotten better and better. The most recent episode was a like slasher episode, which is really cool. Yeah,
brilliant premise for a show. Hey, what if your main character was basically the mayor from Jaws or like any horror movie, when it's like, oh no, we got to keep the town open, and then they keep pulling back layers about the town where it's like, oh yeah, there was cannibalism in the church. Oh yeah, we're an old mariner town. Yeah, there's an abandoned hospital. I'm like, oh, so like every Stephen King small town horror trope happened on this island is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's all there.
Love it to death. And it's a comedy because, as you and I have said time and time before, setting up the structure to a good joke and a good scare are basically one and the same.
Yeah. You'd be surprised at like how good, like, I mean, we've seen it before, how good comedy writers are at making horror. I mean, fucking Zach Kreger and, Barbarian Weapons, the upcoming Resident Evil film. He got his start on Whitest Kids You Know.
Yes, he did, because it's all about the buildup, the escalation, the
Yep.
diversion, and then ultimately the payoff. Only
Yep.
one makes you laugh, one makes you scream.
Yeah.
Which, love that.
Yeah.
Love that show. Watch Widow's Bay. If I think the last episode is this week, right? So that
Yeah.
eventually it'll all be done.
Yeah, and then they've announced season 2 is happening, so that's really cool.
How crazy is it that the lady behind that show, I'm like, has she done anything else I've seen? Mostly just Melissa McCarthy movies.
Yeah.
And she was a staff writer on Mad TV for a bit, which I like. But I'm like, wow, from Melissa McCarthy movies to writing one of the smartest, funniest, scariest shows on TV in years.
Yeah, I also know some of the guys that were directing it, and I think some of the writers were also some of the crew from Barry.
Ah, that checks out.
Yeah, which I recently rewatched, and I was like, this is a fucking amazing show. I'm so glad it ended when it did.
Right, which, hey, also a show with Stephen Root in it.
Yeah, and he's great in that.
He is. Talking about a guy who's like, man, I think you're putting in the best work of your career later in life. I think he's in his 70s, isn't he?
Yeah, he's getting up there, and he's just killing it in everything he's in.
Hard to believe he's also the voice of Bill from King of the Hill, for crying out loud.
and also sometimes you can also hear Bill in when he talks. Yeah.
He's also Buck Strickland too, which it took me forever to realize. I'm like, oh shit, he's actually him too. Yeah. That makes sense that he's actually both characters. And yet those two characters I don't think ever actually had a story together, which is a little disappointing. So we couldn't have had Stephen Root talking to Stephen Root. So yeah, that's the kind of week I've been having. Should we hop into the news for this week? Because there's actually some pretty good topics as we've had 2 weeks to collect.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so first things first, hey, they announced the brand new Chip Zdarsky Avengers lineup for the post-Armageddon era, and holy shit, Matt, it's everything I wanted. It's everything I've been asking for.
Yes, I'm very excited for Chip Zdarsky to be on Avengers, and I'm more excited for the fact that he's just basically doing Bendis' new Avengers run again.
Yep, in fact, the team involved basically said, hey, this is as big a seismic, sea change to the Avengers formula and the Marvel Universe as it was when Bendis first came on writing New Avengers. And I'm like, yeah, I can tell, because as you said, Matt, this is more or less the team.
And it's a great team. I'm intrigued to see how that's going to spin out of Armageddon, especially after that first issue, where certain characters are that are in that first issue but aren't on this team. And characters who were in that first issue disappeared and then come back for this team, which we'll talk about.
We will. Because, isn't the tagline for this something like the mightiest heroes left alive?
Yeah.
Which begs the question, like, oh my god, are they going to kill a bunch of Avengers at the end of Armageddon? I mean, I guess the story is called Armageddon, so if it doesn't have a body count, you'll be slightly disappointed, right?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, because, Zdarsky kicked off Armageddon by killing, quote-unquote, Captain America.
Yeah. He's not dead, he's just in hell. In comics, those are two different things. Yes, Earth's Mightiest Survivors, that's the one. So yeah, we got Spider-Man, who hasn't been an Avenger forever. Thank God Zdarsky finally gets a chance to write Spider-Man, but will probably be free of the Spider-Man editorial office.
We'll talk about that when we talk about Avengers Armageddon, but yeah, I'm glad that he's on the team. Zdarsky wrote Spider-Man Life Story, which is one of my favorite Spider-Man stories. And
it's one of the best.
Yeah, it's so good that he actually gets to write the character again.
Yeah, he wrote a couple volumes of Spectacular Spider-Man 2. That's the one where Jonah finally figures out Peter is Spider-Man. I think they have a Doctor Doom story. So he's got some good stuff. Wolverine is on the team. Of course, Zdarsky just wrote a little Wolverine mini. Can you believe it took this long for fucking Wolverine to be a goddamn Avenger again?
Again, yeah. I mean, to be fair, they've had, Krakoa and everything he's been up to. Like Benjamin Percy's kind of had him locked down for like the last, half a decade?
Yeah, it feels like a very long time. But yeah, Wolverine finally gets to be an Avenger again. Luke Cage gets to be an Avenger again. And thank God. Yeah. Right? Where it's like, why? How did he become mayor of New York and he didn't get his own book? How did Mayor Cage not be a book?
It was going to be, wasn't it? In Devil's Reign, like the lead into him becoming mayor, there was that book that got cancelled. Like it was completely written and everything.
Now that actually wasn't a tie-in. That was actually something different, though shockingly had more or less the same story of Kingpin becoming mayor. So again, they canceled it at a very weird time because apparently it was quite politically incendiary. And I'm like, no, that's exactly why you should put it out.
Yeah, no, but I don't understand why he never got anything. He just appeared here and there. Maybe like with him coming up in Daredevil Born Again, maybe that might like spark something where it's like, hey, we could do something with this, because he's going to be mayor in that show apparently, or like something like he'll be mayor Luke Cage-ified in that show somehow.
Yes. Hell, what is it in the goddamn Jessica Jones alias Red Band book? Mayor Cage is a supporting character in that. And I'm like, wow, you really should have gotten your own special like Red Band book. But hey, I'm happy you're here.
Yeah, I wonder if he's still going to be mayor in when he's part of the Avengers, or whether he has to give up being mayor to be an Avenger.
I mean, it's not like him being mayor affected many of the stories. So, I mean, if he does step down, it won't be a horrible loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson will run again. He'll be mayor again because he hasn't done shit since he lost being mayor.
No, that's very true.
Yeah, that should be the new thing. Hey, who should be mayor of Marvel's New York next? I mean, shit. In real life, we have Mumdani. Who's the Marvel equivalent of Mumdani who we can have run? Who's someone everyone? Rick Jones. Rick Jones runs for mayor.
Yeah, what's he been up to?
He was in that Venom book for a hot second because they were trying to imply that, maybe he's the secret new gold Venom. So yeah, maybe that's what he should be. He should be mayor. I'm running on a platform of the Knicks winning every year, and I'm repealing bedtime, and everyone gets a cookie and a puppy.
They'd never do it, but I'd love for them to like somehow work it so this like Frank Castle decides to run for mayor, and like people find his like stance on crime like popular, so he ends up like getting it. Maybe he doesn't become mayor, but he gets like very close to it, and it's like we probably shouldn't allow this guy to do this.
Well, I mean, shit, that Silva guy was straight up, a goddamn former guardian angel vigilante, and he was in the conversation to the very end. So sure, fuck it, why not? Frank Castle runs for mayor. My platform I'm running on is a chicken in every coop and a cap in every ass. I like him because he says what he thinks. And he has to do all the podcasts, and he has to do like subway talk and like sidewalk talk, all those New York-based TikTok shows.
Yeah.
And it's just him sneering at everyone like they said I had to do this. I don't want to, but they said I had to. Yeah, who's Marvel's Eric Adams? Well, I mean, shit. Kingpin ran off to Krakoa. Eric Adams ran off to somewhere in Eastern Europe. So I mean, basically,
wasn't he in Israel? Like
somewhere like that
or something. Yeah, it's just some fucking. I saw something where he was like Israel's mayor or something. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, he ran off somewhere weird, and it's like, what? Fucking politics is a goddamn Onion article nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, cut to a photo of those fucking motocross guys jumping over the White House I saw earlier today.
So here's the fucked up thing about that. That's Nitro Circus that I was well aware of. Is like, that's the premier dirt bike jumping show. It'll come to your town and it'll be fucking awesome with monster trucks and bikes. And I'm like, that's not my bag, but that's cool. If it was in my town, I might check it out. Here's what I didn't know. Fucking Dana White owns that. The goddamn UFC guy owns Nitro Circus too.
Oh no.
I know. And I'm like, oh, come on. God damn it, Dana White. But I digress. Yeah, the new lineup looks great. Captain Marvel is there too, and I think it's gotten to be a point now. Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, has she broken some kind of record now for most consecutive Avengers stints? Because I think she has to be up there.
Got to be coming close. I'd imagine someone like an Iron Man or like a Cap might sort of tally her hit for hit. But yeah, she's got to be up there, getting pretty close.
Yes. Someone's got to crunch those numbers, because obviously, Iron Man, Cap, Thor, the main three, they would take time off. They wouldn't always be on the same incarnation of Avengers. No. But as it comes right now, she's had to have been in, the last 5, 6 at least, right?
Yeah, at least since Jason Aaron was writing the book, which is a couple ago, yeah.
Because, every time I think, Carol's not going to be on this one. Oh, they're going to sub Carol in for someone else. They don't, and she's still there. I do love her new outfit, though, because she swapped out her regular outfit for jeans, just sensible jeans. Which is kind of a good look for Carol. And also, do you remember when that like Avengers game came out, the one everyone hated because it was always online and everything? There's a bit there where we see Carol's costume and she's wearing like sensible slacks, and that image just lives in my head of this superhero just wearing slacks.
Hey, well, sometimes you just gotta be comfy, you know. You gotta be
you just gotta be comfy when you're at work. Yeah, you just got to be comfy at work. And I just think of that where it's like that twice now that's been artist's idea where it's like, oh, how do we update Carol's costume? How do we bring Captain Marvel into the new generation? Sensible pants. That's how we do it. Just good old sensible pants. Old sensible pants Carol, we call her. But yeah, this new lineup looks great. I'm super on board with it. I'm just super hyped to like actually be reading an Avengers book again.
I know, yeah. I keep every time I see it, like it's like, oh, there's an Avengers book or an X-Men book coming out. I'm like, I want to read them, but like what Jed McKay's doing, it just feels like it's just running on water. It doesn't interest me. No,
real shame. Real shame after we were reading every X-Men book and then we went to reading none. And then like every new Avengers run, I try for a minute and then I'm like, no, this just doesn't keep my attention.
Yeah, usually the first couple of issues are good. I know Jed McKay's were like really good. I really liked them and they were interesting. And then it just like, this is just petering out. This is not doing anything anymore.
Right. Oh, Marv Johnny helps out saying apparently the only team she wasn't in was Wade's Avengers. So, okay, so yeah, Carol's been on just about every version of it for a long time.
Damn.
Yeah, she's had a long-ass tenure. Now, moving on from there to another big Marvel comic story there. Marvel Zombies coming back in September, this time with the Punisher at the forefront. How about that?
I didn't expect it.
Likewise, I imagine, with Punisher being in the new movie, that new Spider-Man movie, they're trying to get as much Punisher and Punisher-adjacent stuff as possible out there.
Yeah, I have to, because he's got like that solo series that's, chugging along at the moment. And I guess, they just want him and everything. And I guess they're probably thinking as well, it's like, it's about time we can use the Punisher again.
I've never been the biggest Marvel Zombies fan. I know people love it and that's like their jam, and it's surprising that it's taken them this long to be like, hey, maybe we should make Punisher the lead. A guy who shoots people, a guy whose power is gun.
The guy who can shoot people in the head, yeah.
Real good. And also, the actor who plays him in on the TV and on the big screen is a guy who was an actor from a big zombie show.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How many freaking Shane references are they going to make in this new Marvel Zombie? How many times is Frank Castle going to rub his head?
Rub his head, yeah. Is he going to say he actually likes the police and the military? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Is that going to happen? Yeah, that's what they need to do. They need to have a Punisher who just, completely flies in the face of everything you thought you know about him. Actually, I love the police and these people should just comply more. But you're breaking the law, Punisher, regularly. No, it's okay when I do it, though. No, it's okay when I do it.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun.
Look, I have an American flag on my arm, so it's okay when I do it. But it's bad when you do it.
Marvel Zombies has been like a really weird series because it's like, it's never not really been out of print, like in terms of like there's always been a Marvel Zombies or a Marvel Zombies tangent book out at some point, which is really weird to think because I always still think of that like original series and how good that was, and none of the ones that I've read so far have like kind of captured that. But I you know what they need? They need to bring back that like, they need to end it where it's like, this is all stuff to do with the fucking Deadites and fucking Ash from Evil Dead, and bring him back in and do another big Ash versus Marvel Zombies.
I'd be cool with that. Also, too, as the chat is reminding us, they also said that, Marvel Zombie Season 2, the cartoon show, is actually getting another season, and as it should, because that first season was fucking great. Like, really great.
When this news first announced, I thought it was pertaining to that, because I knew that was probably going to get a second season. I thought, they're going to put John Bernthal in this show now. That's pretty cool.
Synergy. Yeah, I mean, there's still time, and they really should put the John Bernthal Punisher in animation. They really should.
They should, yeah.
I mean, also too, like freaking Hickman wrote the original Marvel Zombies, or not Hickman, but what is it? The Walking Dead guy actually did write one of the zombies, or the original, or am I crazy?
I want to say he didn't write the original.
Okay. Oh no, I'm thinking because he wrote Ant-Man at the time.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I guess he did write it was Robert Kirkman.
Yeah. He did. It was Robert Kirkman. So so you've got the writer of The Walking Dead who wrote the original, an actor in the show The Walking Dead who also happens to be Punisher. It's too perfect. Literally, it's like a cosmic joke.
Iterations of the Marvel Zombies, because none of them are from that original timeline. I guess you couldn't, because like that original one ended with everything fucking dying.
Yeah, everyone fucking killed everything. It was a whole nightmare. But that seems cool. Not my particular bag. I'm probably not gonna rush to read it, but when it's all collected, I might check it out.
Yeah.
Now, moving on there to, again, we talked about some game stuff earlier, so obviously this bears repeating. We finally got some more footage of that Wolverine game from Insomniac, and all I can say is, holy shit.
Looks pretty good, doesn't it? They're cooking.
It does.
They got the gore. They got the healing factor working in there. I was wondering if they were going to do that, because there's that Wolverine Origins tie-in game is still like the pinnacle of that.
The best one.
Yeah, and it's a tie-in game to a shit movie.
Yes. Yeah, and I know you and I have been wondering forever. It's like, okay, how are you going to finally make the Wolverine healing factor work? Because, it's something that's bedeviled so many other X-Men games before. How do you do it? How do you bake it into gameplay? And they do, very simply, where it's like, you have a bar. You have a bar, a super bar, basically, that you can use to do special attacks or to burn to heal yourself. And when you run out of special bar, your heart stops and you die and you can't heal anymore. Kind of brilliant.
Yeah, it works.
It's so smart where I'm like, okay, hey, DC, Warner Brothers, steal that for Superman. Steal that for a Superman game, please. This is your Superman bar. You can only do super things when you have the bar, but when you it's a solar energy bar. But when you burn up all the solar energy in yourself from doing too many cool attacks and too many Superman things, you leave yourself open to a killing blow.
I want to say that was what that Superman Returns tie-in game did. I vaguely remember a bar. Oh, I think it was tied to the city.
Was the health
the city,
bar.
Yes. The city, yeah.
Which is also a cool idea, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Can you believe some people, when seeing the coolest thing that was this Wolverine trailer, can you believe some people actually complained where they're like, oh, that's too violent maybe, or oh, this doesn't do enough to innovate on Spider-Man, or oh, I don't like that the X-Men don't exist in this. It's literally that meme where it's like literally the coolest thing ever, over here complaining about it.
The X-Men not existing doesn't make any sense to me, because it's like, okay, well, this is like another universe. This isn't 616 or like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You're like the Marvel Cinematic Universes. Mutants don't exist in that at the moment.
Yeah, it's also technically in the Spider-Man universe, which the Spider-Man universe is already weird. There's Avengers Tower, but we never see them, and there's the Fantastic Four, but maybe they're new. It's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. It's a different universe. You can expand upon it in the games, and I'm sure they will in this game, because it looks like we're going globetrotting. I think there's Tokyo. I think we go to Madripoor. We go to a bunch of different places in this one.
Also, because I have media literacy and because I have read a story before, let me make a prediction to you all there. Let me make a bet for all of you out there. By the time the Wolverine story is done in a story where the X-Men don't exist, I am 90% sure that by the time that story is over, Wolverine or someone will look to the camera and be like, perhaps if we had more mutants to fight together to, save a world that hates and fears us. Perhaps if we were some kind of team of X-Men or something,
And literally everything we see in this trailer warrants this okay, we're gonna need to, because we have like villains like Omega Red and Sabretooth. The Sentinels are actually there, so it's like, okay, we need a team together to set that up. And it's even in the game where you're teaming up with Jean Grey, and it's like there's the seeds to the X-Men coming about.
I bet every chapter you team up with a different famous X-Men, and then by the end it's like, hey, our friend Wolverine put us in contact. We should be a team or something.
Yeah, it's gonna either that or DLC or something.
Right.
Yeah.
My favorite piece of news there from that as well is, hey, Sabretooth is in the game. He looks awesome. You know, that's going to be a great boss fight. Here's the thing I bet you didn't know. That dude's voice actor is from Alberta, Canada, meaning that Sabretooth will canonically sound the way he's supposed to with an Albertan accent. Yeah. And I'm like, that's dope. I love that the voice actor is actually from Alberta. But yeah, it looks great. Again, I don't know what else people want from this. I'm like, this is everything I have ever wanted from a Wolverine game. What? Tell me, what else did you want? What do you think this is missing?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what these people think a Wolverine game should be, because this is exactly what it should be. You're slashing through people. There's violence and gore and everything. Yeah, it's exactly what it should be.
And they're like, well, you know, the Spider-Man game was able to keep you invested because, you know, it had the open world swinging there, and this doesn't look to have anything as inventive as the open world swing. I'm like, yeah, because it's probably not going to be a fucking open world game. It's going to be big hubs, but it's not going to be an open world game.
Yeah,
they never said it was.
No, yeah.
This looks to be closer to Uncharted, cool big open levels where, you know, each chapter takes you somewhere new and crazy.
Yep.
And we got Sentinels, we got fucking Lord Ogun in there, we got shit we've never seen. I'm assuming we're going to get the Muramasa blade in there at some point as well.
Yeah, I'm sure Silver Samurai will appear at some point.
Oh,
yeah.
all these amazing skins that we've got already, and probably more to come. Yeah, what were the skins we had? There was Days of Future, not Days of Future Past. There was Age of Apocalypse. There was the Morrison era jacket. I think there's the original Hulk version, and then there was a couple made up ones.
Yeah, you get the tan brown one, and then I think there was some for that game that you know, the costumes I guess he gets in the game.
Yes. Also, apparently you can change his claws as well.
Yeah, you get the dull side claws, or like the big sharp ones, which is really cool.
Reflective.
Yeah, I also like that they made him look actually like short and stocky.
Yes, and hairy.
Yeah, yeah.
Finally some representation for the hairy Canadian gentleman. Finally, I can see myself in a game. Oh yeah, and Patch, and we're definitely going to Madripoor, and you're definitely going to get to play as Patch for a second, which, how cool is that?
Yeah.
I laughed to, what is there? We got all those Reavers loading up those poor mutant kids, and one is Leech, and I'm like, God damn it, nothing good ever happens to Leech in any universe. That is like literally his lot in life in every X-Men universe, is that he's always just getting the shit kicked out of him, getting human trafficked, dying in that one Christmas episode. What the fuck did Leech do to the world that they just decided, yeah, your lot in life is to suffer, little green dude?
Yeah, no one really likes him.
Yeah, no, like, forget everybody hates Chris, everybody hates Leech. Also, hey, I think Deborah Wilson is also going to be in the game, and she has an eye patch, so everyone's like, oh shit, so she's Callisto, huh?
She is, yes. And of course, everyone reacted fine to that.
Yes, I am, man, that affects me so deeply. I will not stand for any of this Deborah Wilson slander. She is a comedy legend who was holding it down on the original Mad TV back in the day, and she is having an amazing second, you know, leg of her career as a highly in-demand voice actress, mocap actor. We respect Deborah Wilson in this house.
She's fantastic.
She is. Hey, come on the show, Deborah. Come talk to us. Again, I would literally just be asking, like, yo, so Artie Lang did a lot of coke, right? On Mad TV back in the day. He was probably an asshole to work with, wasn't he? What was that like? Hey, why do you think Will Sasso's career never took off? Seemed like he was going to be really big, then he just wasn't.
Yeah, well, why is he doing, like, AI podcasts now?
Oh, yeah, that's gross. Fucking goddamn it, Will.
Yeah.
The Dudesy podcast. No, stop it. Fucking stop it all right now. Just do your very good Jesse Ventura impression and leave it at that. That's all I want. And you know, on the Delta, you know, where I live many times a year. But yeah, so that's good shit. I guess something I forgot to put on the list, but something we desperately need to talk about. We caught a ton of new shit from Superman Man of Tomorrow, a ton of new set photos leaked, and holy shit, some of them are amazing, aren't they?
They're great, aren't they? They're so fucking cool.
Yeah. finally Lex Luthor in an actual biblically accurate war suit.
Yeah, I like that James Gunn also like preempted it, where it's like, you guys are probably going to see this on set, so like here's like a cool like actually like photographed photo of it, and it's like a completely practical suit.
Ugh, love it to death. So beautiful.
Go ahead.
Oh, did you have it? Yeah.
No.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was cutting you off there. You were on a roll. I didn't want to cut you off. Yeah, it's beautiful. The logo's a little different, but that's fine. And one of the other cool pictures we got to see of Superman actually beating Lex Luthor up on the ground, which is pretty great.
The logo is an Argus logo.
That's right, because as we saw at the end of Peacemaker, LexCorp and Argus got into bed with each other.
They did, so he's probably using their technology to build this, and then he's going to fight Superman and Brainiac and whoever else is going to turn up. The one thing I really like is that not only is it a practical suit, but like from what we saw of the set photos and for what James Gunn was saying, Nicholas Hoult just wearing it around and just like moving around in it really well.
Yeah.
Which is like unheard of with something like that. Like, I think I look at that and he's in like the full suit, and then I look over at like Marvel and like what they were doing in like the Avengers movies with like Robert Downey Jr. in the Iron Man suit, where like he'd literally just wear like the helmet and then just like a tracking suit for CGI. That's it. Well,
hopefully this, signals a sea change. Hopefully this is, them saying, look, you don't got to do it this way. Your actors will thank you. They will be happier and more comfortable, and audiences will thank you too, because they just want to see the thing as it looked on the page, please.
Yeah.
And we got it. What do you think the pacing of this movie is going to be? Because it's like, oh, do you think Lex is going to break out in his suit in Act 1? Superman's going to stop him, and then they're going to have to join forces to fight Brainiac?
That seems like it's going to go that way. But I do feel like there is probably going to be like a twist to that in some point, where I guess Lex is probably going to definitely betray Superman to Brainiac or something. But yeah, I do like that in what we saw where Superman is like fighting him and stuff. There's apparently also like the people were saying there was like a PA sound thing on set where it was like a voice from the sky or something, like demanding Lex Luthor be given to them or the city will be destroyed.
Which feels like a pretty classic setup for a Superman Brainiac Lex story, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah,
can't wait for that. Can't wait for Supergirl at the end of the month. Super stoked for all of that.
Yeah, it's a good time to be a DC fan for movies, because we got that. We got Supergirl, we got like Clayface at the end of the year. The Batman Part 2 is now filming.
Which apparently
first time ever that a Batman and Superman movie have been in production at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, there was some slight news from that. Maybe a different actor than we thought is going to actually be playing Harvey Dent in the Batman 2. I'm just going to wait to see it at this point. Yeah. There's so much misinformation floating around.
Yeah, I mean, if it ends up being Sebastian Stan, cool. If it ends up being Brian Tyree Henry, awesome. Excellent.
Yeah. He can't lose.
Oh my God, 2 cakes.
Yeah, right. Jeez, what am I going to do? My lobster is too buttery. My steak is too juicy. What will be done? Was that all the news? Was that everything that happened this week? Did we miss anything?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, we got some trailers for Batman Caped Crusader season 2 and some more X-Men 97. Yeah, they look good. I'm excited. I'm gonna see them. I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna have fun with them.
I should watch Caped Crusader. I didn't even fucking watch the first season.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, this is the problem with that show. They put it all out at once.
Yeah.
Because I think they had lost faith in it, and because of that, now that season 2 is coming out, people are like, "Oh, I don't even remember what happened in season 1." Yeah, because they dropped it at once. They didn't let it build. They didn't let people theory craft and everything. So they just all were like me, watched it in one day, and were done with it.
Yeah, no, I just like it. I think I was watching too much stuff at the time, but it's also like, guy playing Batman, Hamish Link, like he just doesn't sound right. Like it just doesn't sound right to me.
He does try and do the Kevin Conroy thing where he has a dedicated Batman voice and he has a dedicated Bruce voice. The best thing about Caped Crusader is variety. It's a very variety-filled Batman show. You get a funny, silly, romancy episode with Catwoman. You get like a dark film noir episode with the original Clayface as Batman's trying to solve a murder. Onomatopoeia shows up at some point.
Okay.
So, like, it's got stuff. There's stuff going on. And, of course, in the very final episode, they're like, oh, hey, who's this mysterious purple-suited guy in the shadows trying to perfect this Joker venom?
I wonder.
Yeah. You get a wildly new version of Harley who is actually Bruce's psychiatrist and who becomes a supervillain completely separate from the Joker.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
This is also a cartoon show where the cops are the most dirty they've ever been. Like, literally, the cops are the secondary antagonist in the show. Which is crazy, because it's like, yeah, normally they have to have, like, one token good cop, but this was a show that straight up just said, no, fuck the police. They're the reason, or one of the main reasons that Gotham sucks as much as it does. Because you got Flass and Bullock as partners at the same time in the show. And season 2, we're going to get Riddler in here. We're going to get like a bunch of ones we've never seen before. I think a new female version of Mad Hatter. So it's got stuff.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, it's got stuff going on. But once again, they're going to be dropping it all at once.
Yeah. I don't understand Amazon. They drop Battlegrounds, but like stuff like, Invincible. Nah, you got to do it once a week. When they know that works.
Yeah, like, you think Amazon would be happy where it's like, guys, you have a fucking Batman show.
Yeah.
Like even doing it in, like, Bombs, which is, like, what they do for, like, Vox Machina and, like, all the Helliverse shows and everything, where it's like, okay, here's 2 episodes a week, or here's 3 episodes a week, so you can watch, like, a whole arc and everything.
Yeah, they're very, very strange, especially as well as, like, at the same time, we've got My Adventures with Superman, which is starting tonight.
Yeah,
that's dropping
so happy.
one episode a week, and that's gonna do really well.
Yeah. I still don't know how the fuck I'm going to cover that for the channel. Do I forego video essays and just do a new My Adventures with Superman like every week on a Friday? Would people accept that?
That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do every episode, just review it.
Because that's what I did before, but I've changed the channel and I don't want to change up my fucking algorithm because it seems to be working. Would people want that on Friday? Should I go live on like Monday and talk about it? But then I'm like, oh, that's like so much fucking more work. And will the editing be as good as I used to do it? I don't know. I'm at such a fucking loss. Do I wait for the show to be done and talk about it all in one go? This is the shit that keeps me up at night. It really does. But yeah, very, very excited for all those things. And with that, I think that's officially all the news. I think that's everything that came out this week.
I think so, yeah.
All right, do you want to talk about what we read this week? You had a lighter week than me, and that's okay.
I did, yeah.
A book I know we all read. Let's talk about Absolute Catwoman, because we're on a bit of a DC roll right now.
Yes, Absolute Catwoman. It's off to a great start where we kind of we're jumping straight to the part where like Selena is retiring and she's got to come out for one last mission.
Yep, classic heist movie. Yep. You know, I thought I was done, but then they pull me back in for one last job. Because nothing bad ever happens when you do one last job.
Yeah, one last job for a friend you haven't seen in a number of years who just turns up at your doorstep. I might be in some trouble,
Great use of Holly Robinson in this. I'm like, I love it when people are such good friends and so tightly tied that their bonds transcend the multiverse.
Yes, they're always friends in every multiverse.
Yeah, you can't not be in my life no matter what universe this is. Also, hey, this is a Catwoman who is rich, well-trained, with a shit ton of gadgets and her own cave. My god, this Catwoman is more Batman than Batman.
I made the joke in my review. It's like everyone in this universe has some type of lair, gadget-filled cave, but Batman doesn't. Batman's squatting in the sewers with a bunch of mental patients.
Love it. Love it. Love it. That's Darkseid's little bit of pettiness. Everyone's going to have their own cave and their own manservant. Catwoman has her own Alfred in Dante.
Yeah, that's what you get for shooting him in the head during Final Crisis.
Yeah, right. That one time. He never forgot it.
Yeah.
You know, when I Omega Sanction people, they normally stay Omega Sanction. They don't come back and make me look totally bitch-made for the one thing I do. But yeah, it's great. It's, very fun. We see that, Catwoman might have actually been part of a whole secret gang of cat-themed thieves called the Calicos. And I'm like, oh yeah, because a calico is a type of cat.
Yeah, and they're all dressed like traditional Catwoman, like with the goggles and the helmet. She doesn't have that weird reflective black mask helmet when she's a calico. Yeah. But yeah, I like that. I like that. There's also seemingly someone like messing with her by like sending assassins dressed out like the calicos to either like throw her off that like they're coming for her, or like just sending a message to her. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, very, very well handled. I love the misdirection with the like almost cliche Catwoman internal monologue where it's like, oh, I love stealing. It makes me feel alive. I have a kleptomaniac compulsion. It's also kind of a sex thing for me too. I'm also getting sensual release. Then to have absolute Catwoman come into frame and be like, yeah, that might have been true once, but not now.
Not anymore, no.
Yeah, I'm so past this shit now. And I'm like, that's how you unveil an absolute hero. Look, everything you thought you knew about me is wrong.
Yeah, and she's just turned 25 and she's retiring because she's got everything she wants. She bought like this really nice estate in Italy, complete with its own panther tiger.
Yes. Gotta have one of those, like a Colombian drug dealer. And gotta have a big cat.
And it's all related also back to like where she came from, because she's Cuban. She came from Cuba as a baby. They make a point saying that she was taken by someone, not her family, but she can't remember who it was, and brought over to the United States. She has like a postcard, and that like that was like her like dream to be like the woman that was in that postcard. And I have a theory that like maybe that's related to like Project Batman. Like they brought Selena over because Selena's a big part of Bruce's life, earlier life. So like maybe like Joker had a hand in bringing her over to set that up as all part of the game, all part of the joke.
I mean, Scott Snyder is co-writing this with Che Grayson, so never say never.
Yeah.
I like that too, where they actually answer that question. Hey, what is Selena Kyle's racial background? Because in the main universe, it seems like it keeps changing depending on the crisis, on the artist, on the writer, depending on who her father is canonically at the moment. So I like they just come out and say she is Cuban in this universe. And I'm like, okay, down.
Yep.
Thank you for answering that question. Because literally Eartha Kitt did too good a job playing Catwoman in the 60s show, and now many years later it's like, well, maybe she should be a black lady. Well, maybe her dad's Italian. We don't know.
Yeah. I also kind of left that I like that it's left nebulous, because that feels very like thief, very like criminal thief. You don't know who they are really.
Well, I mean, that was a thing too, even like in the New 52 Batwoman, I think they brought up where it's like, oh, Selena Kyle's not even my name. That's an identity I stole from like another lady.
Yep.
Because if you want to be a professional thief, that's how you do it.
Yep.
Lots of passports, lots of identities. Never write your real government name on nothing. Tenro saying the postcard reminded me of Dark City. Yeah, a little bit.
See, it reminded me of Collateral. Jamie Foxx's character has literally almost exactly the same. He wants to, get out of the game and retire to that island after owning that limo business.
That's cool. Also, instead of having a Batmobile, Catwoman has the Wildcat, which is a goddamn transformer.
Yes, it's a motorbike that transforms into a fucking tiger.
Love it. We have mastered transformer technology in the Absolute Universe. And hey, we discover that the leader of this maybe Calico, maybe not hit squad who kidnapped Holly just so happens to be Cassandra motherfucking Cain.
Yes, who is getting her own special in September.
I'm down for it, because this is a character who is so cool and has so much great history in the main DC universe, but who they can never seem to center for way too long, and who never seems like she was able to attain that AAA star rank that she should have had, but maybe here she will.
Yeah, it's interesting as well that they're keeping her separate from the Robins over in Absolute Batman, so they're not making her like a Batgirl or anything like that, at least not yet. But I guess like that special will go into like her history. I'm sure Lady Shiva is definitely going to appear in some League of Assassins, Brotherhood of the Fist, anything like that.
Right. Her dad, David Kane, who's another guy whose importance kind of waxes and wanes with the era. He used to be hot shit. Then they brought him back as Orphan. Then she became Orphan. Then she became Batgirl and shit. I think in that Deathstroke book just recently, I think he was back as Orphan in that in a flashback.
Yeah, right. I could see them bringing him in the Absolute Universe, and he could be sort of like a contemporary to like what Alfred is, like another spy.
Yeah.
Like he's in that circle of like Slade and Pennyworth and everything.
Is she still mute though? We don't hear her talk in this issue, so I'm guessing maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, she's still a deaf mute who speaks only the language of violence. Still one of my favorite pieces of dialogue. Yes, David Kane raised her to speak only the language of violence. I'm like, that's so fucking dope and so quintessentially comic book silliness. But yeah, so Absolute Universe has another winner in Absolute Catwoman. I would say yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Again, from strength to strength, hey, what? One of these is going to have to suck eventually, but so far none of them have.
Well, that's the winning thing. You just have just enough books that everyone can keep up with them, so that you don't overflow the market, a la Krakoa era X-Men. So you got a nice little thing, so you can keep them focused, so they're all really good.
Again, we could write a whole list of things the Absolute Universe did that has led to their monster success, but that's a huge one. That's like number 2 or 3 right there, where it's like don't oversaturate the market.
Yep.
Make it just a few. Make it so you can read everything if you want, or only read one thing, and you don't feel like you're missing out.
Yep.
And hey, some things are going to be short. Absolute Green Arrow and Catwoman, they're going to be short. They're just going to be minis.
Yes, there is I do remember Scott Snyder saying there is the option that they could get bigger if there is like the popularity and the want there. But at the moment they are just 6, because I think Martian Manhunter started out as 6 and then got it bumped up to 12.
And every new issue feels like an event, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely what is it? That's like that's the manga influence there. It's like no. Every new issue needs to be jam packed, and it needs to be a whole thing where everyone goes over every new issue with a fine tooth comb.
Yep.
Which hey, more power to them, man. You've cracked the code.
You cracked it, and I guess Marvel's gonna have a try at it with Midnight or whatever the fuck Midnight is.
Yeah, that's right. Didn't they also announce a couple more new Midnight books on top of the 3 they already had?
I've lost track of which ones they've announced. Because again, we were just talking about how there's only a few Absolute books out at the moment. Marvel haven't seemed to realize that.
Yes, I think it's 6 now. Here, let me check that. I don't know if I imagined that. I don't know if that was like some weird fan art thing I saw. But yeah, did they announce 3 more titles?
I want to say they did.
Didn't they?
I want to say they did announce a couple more.
Because didn't they announce like a Midnight Iron Man as well? Yeah, I think I think it's up to 6 now.
Yeah. Whereas I think when Absolute came out, it was like Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman.
Only 3. Started with the Trinity and built from there.
Yeah.
I think I don't know which 3 they added, but yeah, they definitely added an Iron Man in there as well.
Yeah, of course.
Which already makes me feel like maybe you haven't learned the lessons, everyone. Again, maybe make it so that people really love and really jive with the first 3, then you can add more afterwards.
Yeah.
6 is already almost too much, especially in this economy when people can't afford, their comic book habits, their comic book addictions. Maybe, give us more bang for our buck and less to buy overall. Just saying.
Yeah. When money is tight, the dollar doesn't go very far these days.
No, but like if this wasn't my job, I would feel comfortable reading Absolute because it's like, these feel like bang for your buck every month.
Yep.
Ironically, they feel like reading old Ultimate Spider-Man back in the day, back when you guys actually did know what was up. Geez, if only you guys had your own, Ultimate Universe or something. If only you guys could do that again in a meaningful way. And not just get scared and drop it for whatever reason. All right, so what else did we have going on here? Oh, I guess, we're talking about Marvel. Avengers Armageddon.
Avengers Armageddon is here, and it's just a continuation of Zdarsky's Captain America book, more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I hope you were reading Zdarsky's Captain America.
Yep, you got to read all of that. Got to read Weapons of Armageddon too, though you could probably get by without reading that.
Yeah, they catch you up pretty quickly, but you fucking need to know who David Colton is, and if you care where his powers are, they were from the new Ultimate Universe via Origin boxes.
Yeah, and this is Red Hulk going on his rampage. He's taken over Latveria. He's called it New America now, and Doomstar has become New Democracy.
Holy shit. We joked before that he has become a Metal Gear villain. Is this not the most Metal Gear villain shit ever?
Yeah, it's a private nation now run, and it's got nukes hiding underneath the surface of it, yeah.
And yet still, as crazy as Red Hulk is, he is still not as crazy as what's actually happening in geopolitics at the moment. We would be lucky to have a crazy Thunderbolt Ross running around as Red Hulks, being like, I'm going to bring freedom to the whole world, to every nation. You know, even nations that like have like gray terms in their politics, you know, like Simkara. They're, yes, every nation gets to be free. They get my own very narrow version of freedom.
I very much like that, where they're like, oh yeah, he's now even attacking states that like are technically democracies, but they're not doing it quick enough. He wants to speed up the process.
Yeah, right. Yeah, everyone gets to be free. Everyone gets a Hulk. That's how we make sure that freedom rings from shore to shore. Well, he's out of his fucking mind. Yeah. And of course, the Avengers are like, hey, you know, Secretary of the UN, obviously we are at your disposal. We'll go fight Ross right now and deal with this problem. And the head of the UN is like, geez, you know, I don't know about that, man. But like, it seems like you guys have fixed a lot of our problems in the last little bit. A lot of the problems that we should probably be handling with international law, like defeating Doom, who is Emperor of the World just a month ago. Maybe we should handle this on our own. And I'm like, on one hand, this lady's stupid, but on the other hand, she actually has a really solid point, and that is we can't keep coming to you guys all the time.
Yeah, she makes a good point, as well as that, like, yeah, you do help, but like half these threats are caused by you. Like, I like her analogy where it's like, oh, like aliens probably wouldn't have found us or not like had anything to do with us had it not been for you heroes causing a mess. And then even Doom taking over, that probably wouldn't have happened if you and Reed Richard hadn't gotten into a big fight over egos.
Oh, he did it solely to spite the superhero community. Yeah. And as they've said in the Captain America book, our country's in a worse place now because of it. He uncorked something truly horrible that we're never going to be able to, you know, cork, not for many years. Yeah. MAGA, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, in the I think it was in the last Captain America book where they talk about how like they're still like dealing with like, oh, like how do we deal with all of these fucking like politicians that just immediately bowed to him, and like what do we do with all of these people, because we take them out of their role, it's just utter chaos. And
the politicians who were spineless and instantly, you know, knelt down to worship Doom. What do we do to the people out there who are like, things were better under Doom? Doom now. Doom should come again. The South will rise again. Like, what do we... Yeah, exactly. Like, we have to live next to these fucking people. What do we do? And because it's a comic book, it's like, well, we haven't figured out how to handle these problems in the real world, so I don't know how we're going to handle it in comic land either. But yeah, it's a very interesting start. And of course, the heroes are like, well, we're not going to listen to the UN. We're going to do this anyway. And we're going to need to put a hot new team together. You know, we got all your favorites here. And Wolverine is like, well, you know, the X-Men are busy, but I'll come and help you. And also, hey, there's this new kid, David Colton. You're going to love him.
Yeah, he's basically Superman.
More than ever. Bulletproof, gets a cape by the end. He is totally Marvel Superman.
Yeah, we never learned in Weapons of Armageddon whose origin box we got it, but it's pretty narrow. It's got to be either like Sentry or Hyperion.
Yeah. Right?
I saw someone theorize, like, what if it was like Miracle Man? And I'm like, fuck.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, the story is called Armageddon, and we don't see David Colton on the new Avengers team. So yeah, maybe he does kill everybody accidentally.
Yeah, see, people say that, but I don't think he will, because like his whole arc has been him doing that at the start and then making amends for that like entire thing and trying to be a better person. So I don't know whether he will do that. Maybe they'll try and do that, and maybe Zdarsky will like subvert and just do the opposite.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to him in this book. He's going to be real cool.
It will be very interesting. You pointed out something interesting that I didn't even realize until you pointed it out, where it's like, hey, is Spider-Man going to be on this team? It's so important. Him and Namor and Winter Soldier showed up, and normally they don't get invited to the big Avengers parties anymore. Yeah. And it basically turns around to Spider-Man being like, geez, I just don't know if I can help with such a big geopolitical problem. I'm just a small town, neighborhood Spider-Man, even though New York's the biggest city in, ever, and that, Spider-Man has been involved in like hundreds of events before this. Now suddenly he doesn't believe in himself, and to where it's like, oh, it's okay, Spidey, you can stay behind and watch New York. You can guard the fort.
I really hated that part because it felt like, it's like, you've had, like, he has been to space. His costume was a sentient alien for a time being. Like, you had like all of these stories, and I can't do this because I'm just a friendly, I'm from Queens, It's like that works in the MCU when he first appeared in the MCU. You could do that.
And when you're an actual teenager.
But when you're like 70 years of history, a sliding timescale, it's like you can't do that. And to me, that read like, editorial will not let him be part of this event because they have to do stuff about his brother, cousin, or whatever the fuck's going on over in his fucking ongoing.
It's his cousin, but it's more than that too, because he has a new movie coming out next month.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, Matt, but Spider-Man has cameoed in more books in the last like 3 weeks than I think he has in years. He showed up in Daredevil to help him out in that book. He showed up in Iron Man. He showed up here in this event. He's literally cameoing in just about every book under the sun. And I'm like, that's why he can't be in the event, because he needs to cameo in like 100 more books between now and the end of July.
I'm waiting for him to appear in that Punisher book. It's coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yep, he's gonna be in all the books. And with that, I'm a little conflicted because I'm like, it's so weird that they treat him like that, but also all of his cameo appearances in all those books I've named, they've all been fucking great because other writers are getting to write him free of the Spider-Man office. And I'm like, Spider-Man is fun and endearing and cool.
Yeah. Which is why we're excited for him to be in that new Avengers book, because Chip Zdarsky's writing that. He's writing him again. He's writing. But as well, it's like, it makes me question, it's like, is he actually going to be in that book, or is all that a marketing ploy?
Right? Is this actually a big trick where it's like, no.
Why could he be in that book, but he can't be in this event? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, you see, the Spider-Man we're going to be getting post Armageddon, it's not actually Peter in the costume, you see. It's actually his cousin Cormac, who is also a Spider-Man.
God, it's Ben Reilly again, yeah.
I'm joking, but there's still like a 50-50 chance that might happen.
I mean, it could. It's David Colton, because they set up that whole thing where he's a big fan of Spider-Man in this issue.
Right? That was adorable, actually. That's also what makes David endearing. It's like, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Why? Because you continue to fight the good fight and try and do good, even though everyone kicks you while you're down.
Which is David's entire story. That's like his entire thing.
Also felt like Zdarsky talking about Spider-Man's publication history. You keep trying, even though everyone keeps kicking you while you're down. Other creative teams, fans, just people in general, just kicking you while you're down. But yeah, good solid setup. It's a lot of getting to know you. It's a lot of catch up where it's like, hey, if you didn't read Weapons of Armageddon and if you didn't read Captain America, this is basically what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, good shit, good start. Excited to see where it goes, especially because we know, hey, at the end of this, you're going to get a new Chip Zdarsky-led Avengers.
Yeah. Do we also think that Tony's mass surveillance device is going to blow up in his face as usual?
Oh, yeah. So someone brought that up in my comment section. It's like, hey, remember Civil War II when Captain Marvel and Iron Man tore strips out of each other because of future crime, and now he's just doing it and Carol doesn't care?
He's doing it, but he's also put this like, oh no, I can only see the bad guys. It's like, well, who says, right. Who picks that's a bad guy?
Who decides that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty vague. My theory I chop it up to is that most superheroes have very bad short-term memories due to all the hits to the head they've suffered over the years.
All the hits, or the mass like exposure to like cosmic radiations and
all your favorite superheroes are basically walking around with like NFL Hall of Famer levels of CTE is all I'm saying. Look, they all can't remember anything. Yeah, hey, Tony, isn't this kind of like the Patriot Act? Patriot what? What'd you say? Cookies in the oven. Okay. Not what I said at all, Tony, but okay. But yeah, that one was pretty good. What else did you have, Matt?
I had Fury of Firestorm issue 3.
Oh shit, I'm 2 issues behind on this, but it looks good. Is it still good?
This is like the big turn of the book. So issue 2 was all about really? Basically resetting up who Ronnie Raymond is and giving us like origin and like how he met Martin Stein. And it was really cool because it was all about like positive male role models and how they can like help and everything. It was also about like the Firestorm Matrix, which is now sentient, trying to figure out what it is as well, because it's not Martin, it's not Ronnie. So who is it? This issue, as I theorize, is going to be a Martin Stein centric issue, and it is. And holy shit, it completely flips the script on what this is, because we see Martin is like trying to like he's been put in charge of the Office of Metahuman Affairs, which is that thing Mark Waid set up in the wake of World War II that was all like the JSA and stuff had to answer to and everything. And he's trying to get them to do the Firestorm project. He knows that Firestorm can help the world. The world's going to shit. This can help us, but they don't want to do it because it's too dangerous. So he's very angry that they won't listen to him. He's very egistical. He compares himself to like Oppenheimer and all that, where he's like, they just don't understand me and everything. While that's happening in the past, Firehawk is still trying to figure out like what's going on with the Firestorm, and she goes and finds the other Firestorm, Jason. And what he's been up
Jason Rush, my favorite.
Yeah, and he's also kind of figuring out that like, oh, the Firestorm Matrix has become sentient, and they're trying to figure out like how, like if it's no one they can reach, how do they stop it? While they're doing that, the Justice League turned up at the end of issue 2 to deal with this Firestorm, and he immediately just destroys them because it's Firestorm. He can control literal like elements and everything. So he turns Supergirl's blood to kryptonite. He turns Martian Manhunter onto fire. He just makes Kyle Rayner feel fear. He turns Flash to intangible, so he can't gain any friction from anything he touches, so he can't speed or anything. So he just takes him down. And while we see that, we see more of Martin's story, where we find out that he met Ronnie and saw potential in him, and it turns out everything we saw in the last issue was just from Ronnie's point of view, where the Doctor kind of groomed him a little bit into like making him into something. He saw like, I could make this guy Firestorm, and like I could have my God moment, basically. So we find out he's the one who planted the bomb in his lab that then blew up and turned them into Firestorm together. And we find out that Martin did that on purpose. He didn't actually care at all for Ronnie. And just what happened to him becoming Firestorm and becoming like that voice in the Firestorm's head, that was something that he didn't think would happen. He thought it would just turn Ronnie into it. But so he kind of got like pulled in by his own project. So yeah, we find out that Martin Stein isn't as good a guy as that Ronnie thought he was. Yeah. And eventually Firestorm breaks out of the little city it took over and decides, oh, I'm going to return to Pittsburgh, and ends up flying into Pittsburgh. And it's called the final page. He's flying into Pittsburgh, and it's like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, population 2.4 million people. And it's like, oh, fuck, what's he going to do to these people now?
This is totally Firestorm by way of Immortal Hulk, and I kind of love it for that.
Yep.
Yeah, let's totally Immortal Hulk up Firestorm.
It's just I just love the idea of the Firestorm Matrix being sentient, and I love that like because of its creation, it's now angered at its creator, which is Martin and Ronnie and all of these people who have like tried to like wrestle it down and capture it. So it's like kind of going on just a big spree now.
Yeah, relatable.
Yeah.
In its own way.
Yeah.
I had a DC Next Level book this week as well. I have the second issue of Barbara Gordon Breakout. A little slower than the first issue, but pretty much everything that worked about issue 1 works here too. Barbara got beaten up in her cell at the end of the previous issue, so now she's all banged up in the infirmary. She's got a nasty concussion. There's a lady who volunteers in the hospital. Her name is Sparrow, and she's like, oh, I know why you're here. I know what you're trying to do. I'm going to try and help you. And she kind of protects her, and she kind of, tries to nurse her back to health, but she also gives her a lot of really powerful drugs, which means Barbara spends most of the issue tripping fucking balls and seeing Batman and the Joker from Killing Joke, and that's pretty much what she goes through.
Oh, no.
And they put like another mystery on top of the mystery where like Nightwing goes to Gordon and he saves him from, getting killed on the streets as just a regular officer. And Jim is like, oh, I'm mad at you guys for sending Barbara in undercover without any backup, but don't worry, I've been sure to send someone in to watch her back for me. And it's like, oh, is he talking about Sparrow, or is he talking about someone else in the prison who's actually watching Barbara's back right now? Oh, I wonder.
Yeah, I'm really glad that Jim is getting something, because that was something I said in
finally
Batman issue 10, where it's like, oh, like we need to see more of, like, Jim's daughter has just been arrested in jail and like he's now a cop under Vandal. Like, I want to see more of that.
Yeah, why isn't the adventures of Officer Gordon Beat Cop? Why isn't that like a series of backup stories?
Exactly. Bring back the backup stories.
Yeah, they don't need to be long. They need to be like 5 issues. That's all they need. Because what a great concept that they're really squandering here. Where it's like, Jim Gordon, last honest cop in New York or in Gotham City, forced to work his way back up from Beat Cop, even though he's older and broken, and Vandal's people don't trust him and everything.
Yeah, he's teaming up with some of like the veteran cops who hate this like new Tuco squad, and while they themselves are like corrupt, it's like the lesser of two evils sort of thing. Yeah, and like Gordon teaches the new younger generation, like, no, this is what it means to protect the public good. This is what it means to actually, do real good community policing. Yeah.
Because like, obviously, there are plenty of reasons in the real world to say, fuck the police and all cops are bastards. But fiction is the one place where we can be like, no, this is policing as it actually should be.
Yeah.
Like Gordon is like one of the last truly great good cops in fiction, right?
Yeah.
That like you actually believe he wants to help people because he was there for Bruce on the worst night of his life, and you would hope that you would have like a real Jim Gordon in your life. I think there's so much power to Jim's story that they never really tap.
No, yeah.
But yeah, Mariko Tamaki making time for Jim in the story. It's good. It's kind of brief. Hey, maybe there's an actual ghost Grim Reaper haunting the prison, and maybe they're the one killing people, or maybe Barbara's just tripping balls. We don't know.
Oh, no.
Because Barbara got beaten up at the last issue. There was someone in her cell, but she didn't actually see who it was. Yeah. So we don't know who the actual real killer is and who Barbara's secret guardian angel is. And I'm like, oh, that's fun. That's a fun way to build a mystery.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I had one more. What about you?
Cool. Yeah, and I had Action Comics.
Yes, I needed to read this. I kicked it down to next week because I had to cover another one of the Pride issues this week.
Yeah, so at the end of last issue, Superboy lost his powers, and now he's just kind of living life without his powers. The issue opens with him just doing his job along the farm, but he's doing it in a way that like he's taught himself to do it while he has powers, so he doesn't put like certain like safety precautions in play. Like he's like cleaning like a cow's like hooves, and the cow boots him in the fucking face, and he's like, oh, that actually fucking hurt. And it's like usually you would do something like that where the cow's like restrained and everything, because he had superpowers. He never used to do that. So he's like, oh fuck, I need to like really kind of like reconsider how I do everything in my life now. Because like, how do I live?
That's funny.
And it's cool because without the powers, he's becoming more frustrated. Manhunter and all the other people don't know exactly like how to do that and how to get the powers back, but they're really worried because like, oh, if he doesn't have powers and we can't figure out how to get them back, the sun's not charging him.
History.
It's going to have a ripple effect. And it fucking does, because we see Clark a little later on in the issue. He begins forgetting things, and then the other heroes start forgetting things, and Mary Marvel disappears from all of existence. She just blips out of existence, and no one knows who she is. Everyone's like, who's Mary? Who the fuck? I don't know who this person is.
She got Marty McFly.
Yeah, literally. But on top of all of that, Clark is just like kind of going about life like as just a normal guy, and he's finding it so fucking difficult. Like he gets tired during the day at school. Like he couldn't like smell rain clouds, or like his senses aren't like heightened anymore. He has to like speak up for people and everything now, and he's
getting fat because he doesn't have super metabolism anymore.
He's just finding it very, very difficult, and he has this really nice moment with Lana where Lana catches him crying under a tree because he's trying to he's processing all of this, and there's a moment where Lana like touches him on the arm, and it's the first time he's ever actually felt the touch of her, because like when he has powers he can feel it, but like it doesn't feel like how like
because he's bulletproof,
like a normal touch would, and it like really like makes him like happy again. We get a little bit of stuff with Lana's father as well, because he's written a book about Smallville, and it seems to be like a history or like an archaeological guide or something on Smallville. Right. But we don't see what she reads, but whatever she reads like shocks Lana, and she like drops the book, and we don't know what it is. So I think it's like he knows who Superboy is or something, or something along those lines.
You know, either that or he started writing a bunch of romantasy smut based in Smallville, and that really, horrifies her.
Yeah, he's getting on that, what's that show, that heated rivalry bandwagon.
Yeah. He actually wrote the first Court of Thorns and whatever. He was the first one to get in on that many years before it became popular. And then the fairies fucked and there was soup.
But
that's my headcanon.
Yeah. But with time unraveling and like stuff sort of messing up, they said, okay, we've got to like figure out what to do. So they go to Sam Lane, and he puts him in contact with Dr. Gordon, who's trying to help give Superboy his powers back in some way. But Dr. Gordon doesn't want to do that because he sees someone like Superboy stepping in on his game, which is all like, technology for the army. If Superboy exists, they don't need that technology because Superboy could just do everything. But while they explain to him what Superboy is doing, like the good he can do, Epoch attacks. Epoch has repaired his armor and attacks the lab and comes after Superboy, who doesn't have his powers anymore. So like, how is he able to like fight? So what they do is they build him a set of like medieval knight armor, give him a sword, give him a shield, and that's awesome. He gets to fight Epoch in this like cool looking armor that looks like it's just cobbled together from like tractor parts and stuff.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's a fun book. Mark Waid is just having fun. He really is. And like, there's so many times when I'm reading that book where it's like, God damn it, do we need yet another Superman origin story? Then you read it, and like Mark Waid's love and affection for this point in Superman's history is so infectious, isn't it? And he's a big nerd as well, so he's like going over things that like a normal origin would just gloss over. It's like, oh, how do the glasses work? Or how does Clark carry himself as Clark? All that sort of stuff. It's just fucking cool. It's so good.
It is. It's very well done. Eventually, Action Comics will need to become something else again. Yeah. Eventually, we will probably need to come back to the modern era. But as it stands right now, these new Neo adventures of Superboy, I am very much digging. And you got to wonder, what is the end game for Mark Waid writing Action Comics, right? Yeah. When is he going to decide he's had enough?
Well, I think the next issue is like a big oversized issue because it's issue 1100. And I think that's setting up like a bunch of stuff down the line with Superboy, or at least this book, and like stuff with that Zod storyline.
Yeah.
So it could go into that, but like, there will come that point where like, okay, we're done the origin, we got to move on to the next thing. Do you think he'll go back to Superman's first appearance in Metropolis? Like, just keep going,
Maybe,
because
I don't know.
he's basically writing a new canon origin. The Secret Origin canon was canon before this, and that was made, what, 20 years ago now?
God, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, if the sales are good and Wade is enjoying himself, why would you make him stop?
Exactly.
I mean, before this, they didn't even have a regular on Action Comics. It was like the Superstar era, where it's just like, hey, lots of writers take an arc and do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Which this at least feels a little bit more substantial, because it's like, no, this is the origin now. This is the new basis.
Yeah, Mark Waid's writing all those history books. This is definitely going to be the canon origin.
Pretty much. Speaking of super related stuff, hey, I had Justice League Dream Girls #2, the second part of that big Pride event they have going on. And man, was I so conflicted reading this one, because on one hand, it has one of the saddest, darkest, most emotionally effective gut punches I've read in a book in a long time, where Dreamer is like, hey, this is everything that's been going on with me since Absolute Power. I am so sad. I hate the body I'm in. I hate what Waller made me do. I hate the way that the Justice League is treating me. I basically just want to die. And I'm like, holy shit, I have never read suicidal ideation put just so raw and unfiltered before in a comic book. And then I'm like, oh, this is even sadder, because I'm like, why do I feel the writers are definitely calling upon like real shit that happened to them to inform this story? That stuff is great and almost damn near worth the price of admission. It's all the other little granular nerdy shit that kind of stuck in my craw about this issue, and we talked about this a little before we started.
Yeah. What you're explaining to me is like all the stuff I did not like in that Secret Six book that Nicole Maines was doing, and it looks like that she's just kind of doubling down on all of that.
It's back. And like, look, I don't blame Nicole Maines. I know she's in a very unique, almost one-of-a-kind position for someone in the comic industry, where it's like, hey, you're a new writer and you are exclusively writing the adventures of a character that you played in live action and helped inform. And we're not going to let anyone else write this character. It has to all be you, but also because this is comic books, you have to share the character with other stories and events. And it's clear that she is very upset that, Dreamer helped Waller take over Gamora and kill Jay Nakamura's mother and everything in that story. Mm-hmm. So she keeps relitigating it over and over again, and she drags Green Arrow into it, where like Green Arrow now feels bad to be like, oh yeah, because the team took me back so quickly, but they're being so hard and so unfair to her. And I'm like, Ollie, you wiped your brain in that story. You so you could be a better undercover agent. You weren't yourself. Literally, that was the point. She was herself, and she did make those choices, and she will unfortunately have to live with them. I mean, she won't, because that's the other thing where it's like, hey, Nicole Maines also really wants Superboy and Dreamer to be a thing, which I don't have a problem with in theory. It's just the weird way we choose to get there, where it's like, see, to break up John and Jay, we need to further demonize him and make him look like he's being weird and unrealistic, despite the fact that his mother is dead and his nation was taken over for the second time in as many years.
That was one of the things I really hated about that Secret Six books, where it was just trying every little thing just to make Jay look like such a bad guy, where it's like, no, he's this is a reasonable, rational response from this guy.
And it makes John look like an asshole too, because it's like, John secretly always lusted after Dreamer. I'm like, they had 2 scenes together. They had 2 scenes together in the Tom Taylor era, and that was enough for Maines to be like, no, see, they secretly actually love each other and always did. But he was in a committed relationship at the time. Yeah, well, John's an asshole, so...
Yeah.
So you have this book that is like of 2 parts, where it's like some of it is actually like really cool and like really timely. And obviously, they're jumping through dream dimensions. So Galaxy and Dreamer get to dress up as like Green Arrow and Green Lantern from Hard Traveling Heroes. They do Nighthawk and Cinnamon. They do Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. And that stuff is great. It's this book that's kind of all over the place. And I have this thing in the back of my head where I'm like, man, this was probably meant to be part of a bigger Pride collection, wasn't it? This was probably supposed to be a big anthology, but DC being DC is like, cut it into 4 so they can't complain we only give them 1 book a year.
Yeah, because you read that Intergalactic and I kind of like flipped through that. And I'm like, this feels like it was meant to be bigger and like have more ties to like everything, because it's picking up so many like different plot threads that we from big events. And then, it just seems like they're just like, no, shrink it down into this.
They still do it in this book, too. In fact, the Green Lanterns are weirdly written in this, too, where Jessica Cruz comes to the Watchtower and is like, oh, Galaxy defeated those rogue Green Lanterns single-handedly and used her powers to remove their ring, something we never thought possible for. She needs to be kicked off the league. She's dangerous, and she's hanging out with Dreamer, and Dreamer's dangerous. And I'm like, when the fuck did Jessica Cruz become such a goddamn cop all of a sudden?
Yeah, which is weird because in the Green Lantern book, she was written as like she was
sympathetic.
Yeah, well, not only that, but like her role now in Green Lantern is like she's like a sort of diplomat, sort of like converses with the Guardians, like that.
Yeah, that's what she's doing here. She's working on behalf of them. Yeah,
but like that sounds like weirdly like aggressive for her.
Yeah, and it's like, didn't you used to have agoraphobia? Didn't your ring come from like another universe? Don't you think you would be a little bit more sympathetic to these girls' plight, where it's like, everyone was scared of you for a minute? KT helped us out in the chat. Yeah, the Dreamer and John stuff was weird, but it's the cheesy soap opera stuff that gets me coming back. And they nail that. They nail that stuff really well. It's definitely a book of multiple parts. And if this was part of a bigger collection where this was just the wraparound and you kept going away and you kept having these little one-offs, which they do. Batgirl had a one-off, or Batwoman had a one-off in the first issue, and Joe Mullen Green Lantern has a one-off in this one. Had they put it together, I feel like it might not have been as big a problem.
Yeah.
Actually, Greg Rucka did a backup for that first issue. We didn't get to talk about this, but this one was crazy. So it was, It was Kate Kane Batwoman, who is still in Greece like she is in her main book, who goes out at night and ends up hanging out with like a local eco-terrorist who's trying to like blow up a local data center. And the girl who she meets and hangs out with and even kisses, it's Alessa, who is Damian Wayne's cousin from Greg Rucka's, Cheetah, Cheshire, Rob, the Justice League book. So he brought her back in this. And I'm like, oh, that's really nice to use that character. Also, isn't it crazy that Bruce Wayne's cousin kissed Damian Wayne's cousin? I mean, they're not anything to each other. Yeah, it's like they're not anything to each other, but isn't it weird that happened?
Yeah, that is a little weird.
Like, it's just a one-night thing, but I'm like, isn't it weird that happened? And, like, obviously, they don't know who the other one is. I just thought that was such a crazy thing to happen. Like, that's like $1 million trivia question. Geez, them Waynes, they live up in the hills of Gotham, They're real close, them Wayne family. And yes, I know Kate actually isn't a Wayne. She's a Kane, and Alessa is actually an Al Ghul, and not a Wayne, but still.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny when you break it down. But yeah, so that was that book. Super conflicted on. I actually ended up doing a really long review on it, longer than I thought I did, because I'm like, wow, this one scene is actually so important for representation that I'm willing to look over all the other shit that's stuck in my craw just a little bit. But yeah, that was everything I had this week, Matt. How about you?
Yeah, no, that's everything I read this week.
Alrighty then. So before the show winds down, then should we talk about what's coming out this week? People can get excited for.
Let's take a look at it.
Alrighty then. So we got Absolute Batman 21. This looks to be a Two-Face centric story. He's right there on the cover with his beautiful cover girl hair.
It's a Two-Face centric story and a Robin centric story.
That's right. You've already read it. Fuck, I forget you get to read these early. We got Absolute Flash 16, Absolute Green Arrow number 2, which again, issue 1 kind of knocked everybody's socks off. So I think it'll be really cool to see this.
Yeah.
We got Batman, Superman, World's Finest 52, Amazing Spider-Man number 31, that it's called The Talk. And I'm guessing this is Aunt May needing to finally explain to Peter who the fuck Cormac is. Because, yeah, you didn't read the story, but yeah, he showed up, and it's like, oh, I'm the son of Uncle Ben, and Peter's like, don't you dare say Uncle Ben cheated on my aunt. I'm gonna pop you in the fucking mouth, dude. And he's like, no. I went to the doctor. I did the genetic test. Look, I am Uncle Ben's son, but I am also May Parker's son as well. So everyone's like, well, how the fuck does that work? Because one of the few things we know about Aunt May is that she couldn't have kids.
Yeah.
Batwoman #4 is this week. Punisher 5 is this week. Superman Unlimited 14 is this week. What else is this week? Spider-Man Long Way Home #1. The Hickman Punisher Hulk team up.
Yeah,
with
I'm kind of looking forward to that one. That one, it sounds interesting. Like the setup with it being in like a world where it's like all the heroes are like Hulk is a rumor and Punisher isn't Punisher yet, and
Yeah, I'm going to have to move some stuff around to make room for it, but I would definitely like to check that one out at some point.
Yeah.
Also, hey, Lobo #4 with Supergirl showing up. What are the odds of that?
Oh, of course.
What are the odds of that? We got a What If Thor. What is it? A Doctor Doom mystery bag. And that's kind of it. So yeah, but big week, lots of stuff there. I'm going to have to move some shit around to do 3 and 3.
Nice.
But yeah, there you go, everyone. That's what you can come looking for this week. I guess we'll start winding the show down proper. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Thank you, everyone who threw some money into the tip jar there. Always appreciated. Helps us keep the lights on. Yeah. Thank you for coming and checking us out live. That's still the best way that you can watch the show and support us, hanging out Saturday night. We know you have a lot of options out there, but we appreciate that you choose to spend the time with us. Yeah. We try and get the show on digital as soon as humanly possible, Patreon first, Spotify, and of course on Matt's channel, Fortress of Solitude, which you're watching right now. Thank you, everyone who's been watching the show on YouTube. Much appreciated.
Yeah, it's been doing pretty well on YouTube.
Yeah. Any other parting words, Matt? Any other places where people can find you? Anything else you got coming down the pipeline you want people to see?
No, I got some big videos coming out in the next couple of weeks. I'm catching up on like every absolute book at the moment. I've just caught up on all of Wonder Woman. I'm just catching up on Green Lantern and Flash at the moment.
Yeah, I really got to make time to do that. Yeah. Like I said, I actually went back and read, the new Incredible Hulk book, and that was a good time.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad I made time for that. That was just a really good read in general.
Yeah.
Same coming to my channel. Again, I'm going to try and do something with my adventures with Superman. I don't know when I'm going to try and get the video out. I don't want to deviate from what I got going on at the moment. Go watch my Wolverine video if you haven't, everyone. That's 17 of Wolverine's bloody as hell moments to prepare you for the game. I cannot believe this one wasn't a slam dunk. I can't believe this one this one actually did worse than the bad comic book tattoos from 2 weeks ago. So I've had 2 weeks where my entire self-worth has been fucking shattered by bad videos. I don't know if you do this, Matt, but if you put up a video and it does bad, you feel like shit until you can put up another video that does good.
Yeah. That, or you try and like justify. It's like, well, no, it's not me. It's the algorithm. It's
Yeah. It was the content, there was too much blood on it. People will find it later. You gotta experiment. You gotta roll the dice in this game, Maybe people will come back to this in a way they don't come back to my regular weekly reviews,
You say that, but like I've had videos where it's like, oh yeah, that's like low views for like weeks, and then all of a sudden there's like a massive spike because it's like slowly dripped down into the algorithm.
Or here's a one-off character that showed up in a show or movie.
Yeah.
That happens, or even I think some of my Adventures with Superman videos are getting watches now because season 3 is coming out, so people want to actually go back and remind themselves what the fuck happened. So that helps. But thank you everyone for coming and hanging out and watching. As always, I hope you're doing well out there. I hope you're reading some good books, and I hope you will be able to join us again next week when we get to do this all over again.
Yeah.
All right. So until then, everybody, bye-bye.
Bye.